Hi. Hello, I'm, as said, Gabriel KAPELLMANN, from Head of Engineering from British BR. We are a company located in the north of Norway, Little Trondheim. And, well, let's start with this, the racing in a Phygital experience. And, well, I mean, I believe everyone knows here already Phygital, the word Phygital, but that is obviously the combination of physical and digital. And it's an experience that it's basically saying, let's mix together into a seamless, interactive experience, both worlds. But then, let's talk about the promise. And this is going to be a heavy video-based presentation because there's a lot of context to show, right? And what was the promise here in this case? Well, we had Cupra come to us and say, hey guys, we have an idea. We want to lend you this car, this very expensive electric car, and we want you to put a headset on the driver's face so that he can drive this car without really seeing the real world. And we thought this is a terrible idea. So when do we start? And then let me show you the pitch of this idea.
Where most see nothing.
And radio check.
Yeah, all good.
We see a new reality for motorsports.
Switch to VR mode.
3, 2.
Let's go. First quarter looking good. Tunnel ahead. It's right in front of you. Wait for it. Not yet. Now.
Did you see that?
The future of racing is coming.
Tell it to me, you still there?
Yes, great job, man.
Oh, you can actually feel the chills now. It looks amazing. At that point in time, it was also a lie. Because this was made in Unreal Engine. So nothing of that was actually done. So at some point, reality hits. Okay, let's get to work. Let's get this thing started. And what I'm going to show you next is a painful process on how we got to that point, right? And what you're going to see next is the picture of our first ever car where we started development. Yeah, it's great. So that fantastic car, and you can see one of my colleagues, he's very happy in there. And we needed now to see, okay, what happens if we put a headset inside a car, right? So I don't know if you've done this, and I don't know if it is obvious the answer to you, but for us it wasn't, and not at that point. So we tried putting a VR headset inside a car. And let me tell you, if you really want to have an adventure and a crazy experience in there, do it, but take a bucket with you. Unfortunately, the headset, it's not only measuring its environment, but it's also measuring the reference of the Earth. So now you have a reference on top of a reference. A really bad idea. So we need to find a new way to track the headset, right? But in respect to the car. Now, there are many ways to do this, but many effective ways to do this, well, that's different. So we found a way to start tracking the car. We put a bunch of cameras. The cameras were tracking the car, tracking the headset. A bunch of cameras tracking it inside. So we had to disable a couple of things in the headset. But in the end, we were able to find the position of the headset inside the car. And then, obviously, we get version 0.1 of the Cupra experience, which became this beauty, with a one human power pulling in. And in there we put, obviously, someone, and you might recognize eventually which someone is there. Oh, yeah, we were obviously putting our bumpy ride, because your car is never going to be smooth as it is, right? So you need to be bumpy. And there you go. You have me enjoying the ride for the first time with the headset being tracked inside a car, right? So at this point, we have a headset being tracked by a car. But now, that is headset inside. Next problem. Where are we? Where are we in the world? So at this point now, we need to start thinking, okay, yes, the car is also moving. The car is moving through the environment. And everyone would say, oh, well, you have GPS. The cars already do this. Well, yeah, they do it in a not precise way. And even if you have nice tracking, it takes usually seconds, many, many seconds. So what you have there to the right, yes, you're right, it's one high-precision GPS, which was super fast. The fantastic refresh rate of 10 hertz, which is not great. And well, we had to try the experience for the first time, and let me tell you, it felt a little bit like this. Really close, let me say. So, okay, we now have the tracking of the headset inside the car. Now we have also the GPS tracking the car. We need to do some math in it. And the best way to start was to start doing some calculations. Kalman Filter was one of our best friends in that moment, and start trying to predict where we want the car to be, optimize that information, and eventually also measure where the movement was, right? And you start creating some math. So we start implementing these models, and the first attempt that we have at this proper tracking looks a bit like that, which is very similar to what you just saw in the past image. Refining, polishing, and then we get into this. It's getting better, but it's not enough, right? We are still not following the line. We are still not being able to track the car perfectly well. And what you see next here is exactly a video of our best attempt at tracking the car. Yeah. And you can see that even when going straight, it's not really on top of that red line. So, okay, we are in trouble here. But thankfully, we got some help. We found our third partner, the third piece of the puzzle. This company that joined the team is called LP Research. LP Research is a company that is in Japan. It's founded by a German guy. And fun fact, they are specialized exactly in two things. Their LPVR Duo, which is especially focused on tracking VR headsets inside moving vehicles. And the LPVR Pos, which was how to do the data fusioning, highly data fusioning onto how to track these vehicles outside in the real world, almost real time. Now, at the point where we were adding this partner with us, they were still in development. So it was the perfect use case for them to start polishing their technology. So, okay, now we have the three members in the team. We have Cupra, which has the car, the technicians, and the power of lending us the space. We have Bridge, which is basically doing all the integration of the systems, and at the same time trying to build this virtual environment, this virtual interface. And then we have LP Research, which is helping us do the proper tracking. So at this point, yeah, hope is in sight. But now, Cupra is in Barcelona. And LP Research, as I said, is located in Japan. We are in Norway. So synchronizing three companies in three different parts of the world was a very interesting challenge. And we need to upgrade our car. So let's take the car to the next level. Now we're able to put it on a real car. So I'm going to talk through the video, but it's very simple what we did there, right? You see that there is a car battery there, another one on top of the one that the car has. There was a gaming computer inside the car with all the sensors from LP Research, and then obviously the cameras and one of our headsets being tracked inside. So it's in the middle of winter, of course, because why not? And yes, you can tell that we are connecting everything. You have part there, the GPS sensor, and then we try for the first time to move the car and the headset at the same time. And we have finally movement. So we have a car being tracked in the real world at the same time that a headset is being tracked in that moving car. Now this video is one of the first tests, right? So you can tell it's a bit glitchy, right? But it's now from that point onward, it was just a matter of polishing, improving the algorithms, improving the visuals, improving the data communication. Okay, so at this point in time, we have a working prototype. But there was a random car. So, I present to you the UrbanRebel, a 100% electric racing car. There are only, I might lie on this one, 3 or 4, I don't remember, UrbanRebels in existence. So we had to go to Barcelona, a couple of weeks, and we had to start implementing, building inside the car. Now this is in the middle of summer, right? We were testing in winter, so now it's in the middle of summer. You know, Barcelona is warm. And then you get inside that car, which is just 2 positions. It's everything very tight. It's a racing car with a gaming computer that is at maximum capacity because it's powering a Vario headset, which is one of the best headsets for the job to give us mixed reality and virtual reality at the same time. Being inside there, it was worse than a sauna. Nowadays, we have built the car in a way that, okay, the ventilation is way better. But in that moment, you should have seen having that machine behind you making noise on top of the roaring of the car itself. It was an adventure. But we managed to get the experience going. So now, the fun starts. All right. We have the car, and we have the tracking, and we are in there. So let's start designing the experience. And that's where we get. Now we start being able to build our tracks. Now this experience is happening in a huge flat terrain. So technically speaking, you can drive anywhere. What we're going to do is start limiting your options into giving you a track, into creating an environment. This case was a bit cyberpunk. But you know what? We can push this harder because we are using virtual reality. So how about if you cross the line and then suddenly you're in the middle of the desert? And the track changes, but you have not moved your location. So the experiences start giving you a lot more and a lot more eventually. The next video that you're going to see, the first screen, it's a bit boring since you can't see much, but that is actually the pass-through, right? So you are seeing your surroundings. Now you're entering the exponential experience. Awesome, we're in the world. Now remember, this is on top of the roaring of the car, right? This is just the virtual experience sound. And it's meant to give you a bit of an experience also on your own, right? This is what the headset is actually seeing, what the driver is seeing. Now inside, we have control of the car, inside and outside. So we can give the user a boost, giving him more power so that he can drive faster, but also we can punish if you are not the best driver and you decide to bump into something, where we can take power of you and you can feel that the car suddenly stops, right? So at this point, we have a system that is communicating the car and the virtual environment. If you drive properly, yay. If not, and you decide to leave our safe area, we stop you. And we let you see the world around you to see, hey, you're getting too close to a place that you shouldn't be driving. So of course, safety was crucial. But also part of the experience was to allow the driver feel the rush of a virtual environment, and at the same time, the car react to what the user is seeing. Remember, you are driving a real car here. So you are feeling the forces of gravity, the acceleration, the tilting, but you're also listening and seeing a whole new different world, a Phygital experience. So then, let me present to you guys the Exponential Experience.
The technical team had to assess what were the main challenges. The latency or delay, what you see, had to match with what you feel, and the car tracking itself.
Doing VR in a moving car, that's not something we do every day. So yeah, we're really doing the edge of the possible here.
And we go.
It's funny.
So you can hear the roaring of the car. It's really loud. For us to allow the experience, that you had to use very heavy headphones there. So that's pretty much how it was at that point. But it was an invented environment. It was a made-up city, made-up land. What happens if then we start looking a bit into what is meant to be? So Cupra managed to work with Barça, for those who love football. Yes, we put some football guys to drive the experience. Fun fact, you don't have to be a racing pilot to be able to drive in this. And we were able to build a virtual representation of what is the new stadium in Barcelona. And we allow the football players to drive through it in a racing mode. The video is huge, so I'm just going to show you a couple of minutes. It's 1 minute, I think, long. But this is one of the most up-to-date videos where we have of the experience nowadays. And I don't know if I pressed it right. There we go.
I always go for the maximum, so I will win it.
Venga, Marco, para atrás. No te chocas, no.
Hello, Culés and Cupra Tribe. We're here at the parking of the Johan Cruyff Stadium. Today, we're gonna leave the Cupra Exponential Experience. This is the UrbanRebel electric car. Players will drive this car with a handicap. They will have to wear these VR glasses. What they're gonna see through these glasses? A futuristic Barcelona. They're gonna see Spotify Camp Nou and other iconic city landmarks.
Para luego, exacto, un poquito más adelante, aquí.
3, 2, 1, go.
Puedes ir un poquito más rápido, ¿eh?
I'm going to skip the last second so that there's some time to talk about it if you want to. So, 3 teams: bridge, LP Research and the Cupra team all working together. If you paid attention, the original teaser showed 2 cars at some point. Things are coming in the next few months, maybe 1 year. So stay tuned about what is happening with the Cupra experience. It's still ongoing. And well, it has been a really fun project. Something that looked very, very difficult and almost impossible has now this racing car in racing speeds, having this almost real-time experience. But I'm going to stop there. Thank you very much for your attention. And please, if you have strange ideas that you would like to discuss, turns out that we are up for it. So thank you very much.
What does their insurance cost? How much is their insurance?
Oh, you should talk that with our lawyers.
But I mean, have you guys started thinking or looking at military applications for training?
Right. So the main objective of this project has always been to evolve the motorsports section, right? So Formula E, for example. So it's looking more into that direction, but I'm pretty sure that if there was some military use case, it's just a matter of time for us to learn about it.
And how good was the braking of the car from keeping people from hitting something?
Oh, okay. So when you hit something inside the permitted area, you can feel the bump. But as soon as you cross the safe area, we have 2 safe areas. The first one is giving you a warning, pushing the power of the car down to 20%. So you can barely reach, I think, 15 kilometers per hour. And some meters after that, there is a second barrier. If you cross that, we automatically stop you. Right? So there is multiple layers of security before you get close to a physical real barrier. So yeah.
Hi. What is the next step for this company to go? So what is the ultimate goal to be in 5 years for this?
The ultimate goal of this is really, as we said, influence motorsport, really. So we don't want this only to be a one-person experience. We would like this to be a multiplayer experience. And not only with multiple cars, but also to have the public join the experience, either as spectators or, you never know, as part of the participants. So there are many, many possibilities going forward, right? But the biggest challenge here is the data transfer, because it's a huge amount of data that has to be in real time in very long distances. So that's where we're working on how to get everything together. But obviously, the main objective is to get this out to the community, really.
How often have you been pushed basically by the boring side of all this and to use this as a driver training tool in the end?
So far, none. We haven't trained anyone with this yet. It is still a fun project to have. But I would say, ironically, that if we get to that point, it's a good place to be. That means it's getting out there for more people. But as you say, it wouldn't be as exciting.
I might be going a bit off topic here, but I have to know what racing games do you like? Except your product, of course.
Yeah, the Cupra. Look, it's funny. I am not a gamer. So the last racing game that I played was Gran Turismo in PlayStation 3, I think it was. So it's been a while. But I can assure you that those who envisioned this project in the first time, I'm pretty sure they are all... well, my engineer that you look so happy in the original first car, he's a fan of Formula 1, for example. So we have, and obviously everyone in Cupra, they are every day pouring their hearts in racing from different types. So I mean, in the area of gaming, we have a lot of people, not me.